Maggie is a handler with Canine Comfort at Cincinnati Children's, and you brought in Grover.
Yes.
There's 2 Grovers that come into the studio.
This is not our boss.
Not
you
our
did
boss,
not bring
Grover.
our boss. Okay.
This Grover came in on 4 legs.
Yes.
So it is definitely one of the dogs of the Canine Comfort program. And we love Grover. This is the 2nd year in a row that he's come in.
It is the 2nd year, yeah.
And we are trying to raise money and put out awareness about the Canine Comfort program and all the benefits that it has for the patients at Cincy Children's. How long have you been working directly with Grover?
Just over 2 years. So I got him in February of 2023. And so we went through the whole application process, and I applied to get a facility dog, but I didn't know specifically going into training what dog I was going to get. I didn't know if it was a boy or a girl. I didn't know what type of dog, anything. And then based off of how I would utilize a facility dog in my job and what Grover knows how to do, they matched Grover and I up together, and we have been together ever since.
Oh, he's so sweet. Now, you dropped the term medical play earlier. You said that Grover, he does a lot of medical play. What does that mean?
So my role is I'm a child life specialist at Cincinnati Children's, and Grover, so whether you have a dog or not, medical play is a huge part of working with kids when they're in the hospital as child life specialists. And so Grover and I work on the inpatient endocrinology unit. And so what that means is a lot of our patients are new onset diabetics. And so when patients get the new diagnosis that they are diabetic, it kind of changes their whole entire life. They are, doing finger sticks, and they are doing insulin injections. So it's a lot of needle pokes. And as kids, I mean, no one wants to be poked with a needle.
As an adult, that's scary.
Yes, exactly. And it kind of changes their whole, life. And so it's a really overwhelming diagnosis. But Grover is able to meet with the kids, and we do medical play. So we will give Grover insulin shots. And so being able to use like fake medical equipment to be able to rehearse what it means to get our blood sugar check or to get an insulin injection. And we're able to practice on Grover because he kind of lets us do whatever we need him to do.
Yeah.
And so we'll practice all the steps of cleaning his leg, counting to 3, doing the insulin injection, counting to 10, and then, praising Grover for the good job that he's doing. And then it's also giving the kid an opportunity to be able to know what it's like to be able to have diabetes and kind of normalizes, like play is very normative to patients. And so being able to bring that into the hospital and use Grover as our patient gives the patient like a sense of control as well.
And they see that, Grover's doing this and he's okay. So if I do it, then it's going to be okay for me too.
Yes. Yep.
I could see how that could be a comfort to the kids.
And that gives them a lot of control too, which is a big thing because there's not a lot of choices when you have diabetes.
Yeah.
But, just talking them through it, going step by step, and having Grover as the patient is really helpful.
So Grover's very popular around Cincy Children's. Since he's been doing things there for a little bit, is he recognized a lot? By the patients, but not only that, the patients, but the others that work at Cincy Children's.
Oh, totally. And, it's kind of funny because we have 6 facility dogs. And so it kind of depends on what area people work in, but we get them mixed up all the time, or not as the handlers, but other staff members or patients. They'll say, "Oh, is that Bryn?" And I'll say, "No, it's Grover." But I'll let them know like Grover and Bryn are really good friends, so we're able to like make those connections. But it's just awesome just to be able to, be in the hallway and people are smiling at us all the time. I joke that they're smiling at me, but I really know that they're smiling at Grover.
It's like my sister when I go to see my nieces and nephews. I sometimes forget about her. I hug all the kids and I'm like, the kids are here. And then I'm like, oh, my sister.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like, hey. And she's like, yeah, it's fine.
Well, it's great
I'm
because
used to it.
even just walking in the hallway, sometimes just like being able to see Grover, even if we're not able to stop and say hi, just seeing the dogs like in the concourse is awesome.
So I have a question for you. We're talking about the love. Grover is a handler. Grover is a dog with the Canine Comfort program, and he comforts patients at Cincy Children's. But you're his handler, Maggie. Why do you do this?
That's a really good question. I think that he has just become such a integral part of like my everyday job that I almost like don't even remember what it was like without having Grover there. There are some days that like Grover hasn't come into work with me, and it's so weird not having him there with me. And now just seeing the impact that he's made on patients, families, and staff, I wouldn't want it any other way. I love being associated with such a positive like presence in the hospital, and he's the best.
So if you had just one thing to say to people who are considering donating, maybe they're like, I don't know if I could do this right now. How would you convince someone why they should donate, why this is so important, the Canine Comfort program at Cincinnati Children's?
Yeah. I mean, obviously being in the hospital, no one wants to be there. And unfortunately, people get put in situations that are really stressful. And like when you're in the hospital, just seeing these dogs, even if it's just passing them in the hallway, really truly makes people's day. And I think that being able to provide the care that we do for these dogs keeps them going, keeps them healthy, so that we're able to touch as many patients and families as possible when they're in the hospital.
Well, we are so happy that we get to see Grover again. He's in the studio with us. Is he the one that kind of just roamed over here? Or was that
he did? Yep.
Okay, he roamed over here, and I was like, "Come on over, buddy. If you want to hang out." He seems so friendly, but he's also very well trained.
Yes,
and I'm sure a lot of that comes from his handler. So, Maggie, we appreciate you taking the time and coming to chat with us about your sweet, sweet boy Grover.
Thank you so much.
And we'll make sure our sweet, sweet boy Grover gets his baseball
our
card.
boss, yeah.
Oh, yes. Our
Human Grover.
He's our
Human Grover and Dog Grover.
But Maggie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you coming in. And if people would like to find out more and make a donation to the Canine Comfort program, super easy. Just go to b105.com. See you,
Thanks
Maggie.
so much.
Thank you.